spirits are illumined as we glorify His name. Our hearts are blessed. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, my friend.
My friend.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning.
my friend.
My friend.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We're getting a little bit of a late start here this morning, having some technical issues, but at least we're here. We hope everyone is doing well this morning. And hello, everyone out there in Facebook land, whether you're watching this in real time right now or maybe later on after it's been posted. And good morning to the folks here in our Zoom stream. Let me change our view here so we can. There we go. We see we have Kim with us. Good morning, Kim, and good morning, Andy, and good morning, Gilbert, and good morning, Hushang, and good morning, Ralph, and good morning, Terry, and Jeremiah, and good morning, Daryl. How you doing, man?
Good morning. How are
You doing good?
I'm good.
I'm okay. I'm a little frustrated. You know why? All the technical stuff. It's like everything looks the same on the outside, but then it's not the same. We've
Yeah.
got some issues here that. Anyway, we will forge through. And good morning, Nini. How you doing, Nini? She's way over there now, but we still want to acknowledge her presence. And as always, let's start with a prayer. I think this morning it would be good to start with a prayer of praise. Magnified be thy name, O Lord my God. Thou art he whom all things worship, and who worshipeth no one, who is the Lord of all things, and is the vassal of none, who knoweth all things, and is known of none. Thou didst wish to make thyself known unto men. Therefore thou didst through a word of thy mouth bring creation into being and fashion the universe. There's none other God except thee, the fashioner, the creator, the almighty, the most powerful. I implore thee by this very word that hath shone forth above the horizon of thy will, to enable me to drink deep of the living waters through which thou hast vivified the hearts of thy chosen ones, and quickened the souls of them that love thee, that I may at all times and under all conditions turn my face wholly towards thee. Thou art the God of power, of glory, and bounty. No God is there beside thee, the supreme ruler, the all-glorious, the omniscient. And following that, with a little passage from the writings of Baha'u'llah. That was a prayer by Abdu'l-Baha, I should point out. There's a point in Gleanings, it's Gleanings, they're in Roman numerals, so that looks like 128, where Baha'u'llah defines the world. The world. And he says, know ye, and this is in spiritual terms, know ye that by the world is meant your unawareness of him who is your maker, and your absorption in aught else but him. The life to come, on the other hand, signifieth the things that give you a safe approach to God, the all-glorious, the incomparable. Whatsoever deterreth you in this day from loving God is nothing but the world. Flee it, that ye may be numbered with the blessed. Should a man wish to adorn himself with the ornaments of the earth, to wear its apparels or partake of the benefits it can bestow, no harm can befall him if he allow nothing whatsoever to intervene between him and God, for God hath ordained every good thing, whether created in the heavens or in the earth, for such of his servants as truly believe in him. Eat ye, O people, of the good things which God hath allowed you, and deprive not yourself from his wondrous bounties. Render thanks and praise unto him, and be of them that are truly thankful. And that again is from Gleanings. Just wanted to share that. And as you know, if you've been with us for the past few months now, we are reading from Baha'u'llah and the New Era. Baha'u'llah and the New Era. And it's an overview, I guess, of the Baha'i writings and the Baha'i faith, and it's highly recommended for Baha'is and non-Baha'is alike who may be interested in learning more about the faith. And today, what are we starting with today, Darrell?
We are starting with necessity for a mediator. We're in chapter 6. The chapter starts as prayer. Mm-hmm. And this is the section called Necessity for Mediator. In my particular book, it's on page 90, and it's on a different page for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, on this one, on this particular edition, it's page 102, Necessity for a Mediator. Mm-hmm.
So according to Abdul Baha, a mediator is necessary between man and the Creator, one who receives the full light of the divine splendor and radiates it over the human world as the earth's atmosphere receives and diffuses the warmth of the sun's rays. If we wish to pray, we must have some object on which to concentrate. If we turn to God, we must direct our hearts to a certain center. If man worships God otherwise than through his manifestation, he must first form a conception of God, and that conception is created by his own mind. As the finite cannot comprehend the infinite, so God is not to be comprehended in this fashion. That which man conceives with his own mind, he comprehends. That which he can comprehend is not God.
Oh, whoa. Say that again?
As the finite, that which man conceives with his own mind, he comprehends. That which he can comprehend is not God.
Wow.
That conception of God which man forms himself is but a phantasm, an image, an imagination, an illusion. There is no connection between such a conception and the Supreme Being.
So you mean if I decide I'm going to make a picture of a figure or maybe even a human being that I feel is God, what's the problem with that?
It's not going to happen.
So it's not God. It does. So there is no way to. So I guess my next question is, what do we do? I mean, we're kind of stuck within our own mental capacity. So what do we do?
Well, we know that we accept the fact that God is an unknowable essence.
And obviously I'm playing devil's advocate, but I got to say this. When I read that, and the first time I ever read it, not that I'm the most well-read person, but the first time I ever read that was in the Baha'i writings, I got a sense of freedom. Because the responsibility of actually trying to know God is gone. And that's not to say that we don't subject ourselves to, the laws of God and so forth, but the idea of knowing God is an impossibility. And to me, that's very freeing. It doesn't free us of the responsibility of getting to know God's will for us, but to actually truly understand God to the utmost, it's impossible.
I'm glad you cleaned that up. All right. If a man wishes to know God, he must find him in the perfect mirror, Christ or Baha'u'llah. In either of these mirrors, he will see reflected the sun of divinity. As we know the physical sun by its splendor, by its light and heat, so we know God, the spiritual sun, when he shines forth from the temple of manifestation, by his attributes of perfection, by the beauty of his qualities, and by the splendor of his light.
I have to stop you again, Daryl. I know I'm stopping you a lot, and we're just getting started, but, he says, if a man wishes to know God, he must find him in the perfect mirror, Christ or Baha'u'llah. Now and he stops there. Now, is he talking about, I don't know, I guess my question is he talking about the person of the manifestation of God? Christ, most people think of as Jesus. Baha'u'llah, we think of as, obviously means the glory of God, but, that particular manifestation of God that was born in the 1800s and so forth.
The manifestation is our mediator.
Yeah. Okay.
And a mirror of God.
I don't know, I guess I'm a little...
We can't know God without the mediator.
Yeah.
So Christ and Baha'u'llah are mediators.
Yeah.
And they are mirrors, they are reflections of God.
I guess my question is, and anyone who wants to weigh in on this, please feel free to. Based on how, I'm thinking, Baha'u'llah often says we are trapped or limited by the kingdom of names. Here we've got two names. We got Christ, we got Baha'u'llah. And I'll admit, I'm wondering, what about those people that might think Krishna or Buddha or Muhammad or Zoroaster?
They are all mirrors. They are all manifestations.
Okay. Because again, I'm thinking he only named two, and this is not, this is J. Esselmont. This is not Baha'u'llah writing this. We're reading J. Esselmont's words. And I'm just a little, why would he only name two? And that's just, that we could talk about that all day and talk ourselves in circles.
He probably felt that was all that was necessary for the purposes of this treatise.
Yeah, okay. All righty. I think I am satisfied with that answer. I am satisfied with that answer. Yes, Terry.
Yes. Well, the thing is, what he might be referring to is that you go to the first commandment. It says, I'm the Lord your God, and you shall not have any strange gods before me. Or I believe what Baha'u'llah was referring to is that you cannot make a picture of God and worship it, because if you do that, then you're in violation of the first commandment.
Yeah.
I know that's going to cause a lot of controversy with a lot of Christians or other religions that have images of their prophet or something like that, and they worship it, and you can't do that.
Right.
That's forbidden in the Baha'i writings.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to shut up now, Daryl.
All right. Again, he says, unless the Holy Spirit become intermediary, one cannot attain directly to the bounties of God. Do not overlook the obvious truth, for it is self-evident that a child cannot be instructed without a teacher, and knowledge is one of the bounties of God. The soil is not covered with grass and vegetation without the rain of the cloud. Therefore, the cloud is the intermediary between the divine bounties and the soil. The light hath a center, and if one desire to seek it otherwise than from the center, one can never attain to it. Turn thine attention to the days of Christ. Some people imagined that without the messianic outpourings, it was possible to attain the truth. But this very imagination became the cause of their deprivation. A man who tries to worship God without turning to his manifestation is like a man in a dungeon trying through his imagination to revel in the glories of the sunshine.
I love that line. It's a great analogy. A man who tries to worship God without turning to his manifestation, as many people do, okay, without turning to his manifestation, is like a man in a dungeon trying through his imagination to revel in the glories of the sunshine. You may find something, but it's not going to be the real thing. It's not going to be the real sunlight. Yeah.
That's right.
You're going to imagine you have it.
imagination, yeah.
Yes.
The next section, prayer, indispensable and obligatory. The use of prayer is enjoined upon Baha'is in no uncertain terms. Baha'u'llah says in the Kitab-i-Igan, or the Kitab-i-Aqdas, excuse me. Chant or recite the words of God every morning and evening. The one who neglects this has not been faithful to the covenant of God and his agreement. And he who turns away from it today is of those who have turned away from God. Fear God, O my people. Let not too much reading of this sacred word and actions by day or night make you proud. To chant but one verse with joy and gladness is better for you than reading all the revelations of the omnipotent God with carelessness. Chant the tablets of God in such measure that ye be not overtaken with fatigue and depression. Burden not the soul so as to cause exhaustion and languor, but rather refresh it, that thus it may soar on the wings of revelation to the dawning place of proof.
I do want to point out that this is one of those areas where, and these are actually, again, the translations of the writings of Baha'u'llah, where it's slightly different, where you say chant ye what was it, chant ye the verses?
Yeah.
And this says, read ye the sacred verses in such measure that ye not become overcome by languor and despondency. Just a little different there.
Yep. Burden not the soul as to cause exhaustion or languor, but rather refresh it, that thus it may soar on the wings of revelation to the dawning place of proofs. This brings you nearer to God, were ye of those who understand. That's from the Kitab-i-Aqdas. Abdul-Baha says to a correspondent, O thou spiritual friend, know thou that prayer is indispensable and obligatory, and man under no pretext whatever is excused therefrom unless he be mentally unsound or an unsurmountable obstacle present him. Let me back up. He says, O thou spiritual friend, know thou that prayer is indispensable and obligatory, and man under no pretext whatever is excused therefrom unless he be mentally unsound or an insurmountable obstacle prevent him. Another correspondent asked, why pray? What is the wisdom thereof? For God has established everything and executes all affairs after the best order. Therefore, what is the wisdom in beseeching and supplicating and in stating one's wants and seeking help? That's from Abdul-Baha. Abdul-Baha replied, know thou verily it is becoming in a weak one to supplicate to the strong one, and it behooveth the seeker of bounty to beseech the glorious bountiful one. When one supplicates to his Lord, turns to him and seeks bounty from his ocean, this supplication brings that light to his heart, illumination to his sight, life to his soul, and exaltation to his being. During thy supplications to God and thy reciting, thy name is my healing. Consider how thine heart is cheered. Thy soul is delighted by the spirit of the love of God, and thy mind attracted to the kingdom of God. By these attractions, one's ability and capacity increase. When the vessel is enlarged, the water increases. And when the thirst grows, the bounty of the cloud becomes agreeable to the taste of man. This is the mystery of supplication and the wisdom of stating one's wants. From a tablet to an American believer, translated by Ali Kuli Khan, October 1908. Baha'u'llah has revealed 3 daily obligatory prayers. The believer is free to choose any one of these prayers, but is under the obligation of reciting one of them and in the manner Baha'u'llah has prescribed.
Yes. I think it's time.
Music point.
Okay. I hope this goes well because, since we've been using the trio on this song, I haven't played it in a while, but it's simple, so I hope I can kind of stay on track with it. For anyone who does not know, just a few days ago, Baha'is celebrated the New Year. And let me retune because I think it already got a little out of tune. But Baha'is celebrated the New Year, and many people, particularly in the East, celebrated the New Year. In some places it's called the Persian or Iranian New Year. But Baha'is celebrated the New Year as well. And for some reason this doesn't want to cooperate, but I still feel the need before we, I heard this, and so this song, I keep trying to start a sentence, but while I'm tuning, it's kind of hard. And why didn't you say something, Daryl? But yeah, so we just recently, just a few days ago, celebrated the New Year, and this song, we call it Nowruz, by the way, and this song is called Happy Nowruz.
Nowruz, for those of you who care to know, literally translated means new day, and we take it as a new year.
Happy Nowruz, everyone. I got to tell you, I want to blast this thing, and I don't dare. But anyway, off to start for a new year, and let's continue.
How about you take it from here?
Okay, now, I was so busy getting things set up and worrying about how this was going to go. Congregational prayer. Congregational prayer. For anyone who is just learning about the Baha'i faith or writings, it may surprise you what our writings say, what the Baha'i writings say. I shouldn't say our writings, what the Baha'i writings say about congregational prayer. What Baha'u'llah says. The prayers which Baha'u'llah has ordained as a daily obligation for Baha'is are to be said privately. Darrell was talking about the obligatory prayers. Only in the case of the prayer for the dead has Baha'u'llah commanded congregational prayer, and the only requirement is that the believer who reads it aloud and all others present should stand. This differs from the Islamic practice of congregational prayer, in which the believers stand in rows behind an imam who leads the prayer, which is prohibited in the Baha'i faith. These ordinances, which are in accordance with Baha'u'llah's abolition of professional clergy. I'm going to start that again. These ordinances, which are in accordance with Baha'u'llah's abolition of professional clergy, do not mean that he attached no value to meetings for worship. Regarding the value of gathering for prayer, Abdu'l-Baha spoke as follows, and I quote, "Man may say, I can pray to God whenever I wish when the feelings of my heart are drawn to God. When I'm in the wilderness, when I'm in the city, or wherever I may be. Why should I go where others are gathered upon a special day at a certain hour to unite my prayers with theirs when I may not be in a frame of mind for praying?" I think that's a fair question. But this is Abdu'l-Baha's answer. Good morning, Amazing. To think in this way is useless imagination. For where many are gathered together, their force is greater. Separate soldiers fighting alone and individually have not the force of a united army. So this applies even in spiritual pursuits. Have not the force of a united army. If all the soldiers in this spiritual war gather together, then their united spiritual feelings help each other and their prayers become acceptable. And this is from notes taken by Miss Ethel J. Rosenberg. We move on to the section continuing with prayer. This is prayer, the language of love. To someone who asked whether prayer was necessary, since presumably God knows the wishes of all hearts, Abdu'l-Baha replied, "If one friend loves another, is it not natural that he should wish to say so? Though he knows that the friend is aware of his love, does he still not wish to tell him of it? It is true that God knows the wishes of all hearts, but the impulse to pray is a natural one, springing from man's love to God. Prayer need not be in words." I'll say that again. Prayer need not be in words, but rather in thought and action. But if this love and this desire are lacking, it is useless to try and force them. Words without love mean nothing. If a person talks to you as an unpleasant duty, finding neither love nor enjoyment in the meeting, do you wish to converse with them? Or with him? Do you wish to converse with him? I'm going to read that again. If a person talks to you as an unpleasant duty, finding neither love nor enjoyment in the meeting, do you wish to converse with him? In another talk, he said, "In the highest prayer, men pray only for the love of God, not because they fear him or hell, or hope for bounty or heaven. When a man falls in love with a human being, it is impossible for him to keep from mentioning the name of his beloved. How much more difficult is it to keep from mentioning the name of God when one has come to love him? The spiritual man finds no delight in anything save in commemoration of God. And this is from notes of Miss Alma Robertson and other pilgrims from November and December 1900. Let's see, it's 10:37. You think we should stop there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now next week when we pick this up again, barring any obstacles, when we pick this up again, we will start with deliverance from calamities. Deliverance from calamities. And keep in mind, this is still in relation to prayer. Deliverance from calamities. And now at this time, as always, let me mark my book here. Hang on. 1 second. Okay. And today is what, the 20? Well, I'll put the date in at another time. But at this time, as always, anyone who would like to offer up a special prayer of reading of your own choosing, this is that time. And as always, or a song of your own choosing, this again is that time. And as always, we like to start with a song with our Andy Murphy moment. Andy, do you have something to share with us today?
Yes, indeed.
Wonderful. Please feel free to do so.
Where there is love, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. Nothing is too much trouble. Where there is love, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. Nothing is too much trouble. There is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. Oh, there is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. There is always time. Where there is love, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. Nothing is too much trouble. Where there is love, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. Nothing is too much trouble. There is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. There is always time. Whoa. There is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. There is always time, time, time. Whoa.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to share?
I'd like to say the prayer. It's actually our prayer for the Northeast, but there's something else I'd like to say too. In Iran, Nowruz is a 12-day celebration. There's a half-sin table, and on the half-sin table, one of the items is actually a mirror. And I do believe the mirror represents the reflective faculty in man. And also this year, Easter is going to come within those 12 days of the Nowruz, and Iranians color eggs just like they do at Easter. But this is a prayer I'm going to say because it's for the Northeast. O thou kind Lord, Pray be unto thee that thou showest us the highway of guidance, open the doors of the kingdom, and manifest thyself to the Son of reality. To the blind thou hast given sight, to the deaf thou hast granted hearing. Thou hast resuscitated the dead, thou hast enriched the poor, thou hast shown the way to those who have gone astray. Thou hast led with parched lips the fountains of guidance. Thou hast suffered the thirsty fish to reach the ocean of reality, and thou hast invited the wandering birds to the rose garden of grace. O Lord Almighty, where thy servants thy poor ones, we're remote and yearn for thy presence. Our thirst for the water thy fountain, our ill longing for thy healing. We're walking that path and have no aim or hopes, may be diffused thy fragrance. So also may raise the cry of, O God, guide us to the straight path. May their eye be open, behold the light, and may be freed from the darkness of ignorance. May they gather around the lamp thy guidance. May we portion the one receive a share. May the pride of them become the confidence of mysteries. O Almighty, look upon us with a glance of mercilessness. Grant us heavenly confirmation, bestow upon us the breath of the Holy Spirit, so we may be assisted in thy service. And like unto brilliant stars, shine these regions and light thy guidance. Greater thou art the powerful, the mighty, in the seeing. Actually, this is a prayer from a British prayer book, iBook. They do also have the prayer, for the southern states too in it.
Well, thank you very much, Ralph. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else who would like to share?
Sure. Give me a second. Well, today would have been my dad's 96th birthday, so I'm going to say a prayer for the departed for the dad. Grant, O my Lord, that they who have ascended into thee may repair unto him who is the most exalted companion, and abide beneath the shadow of the tabernacle of thy majesty in the sanctuary of thy glory. Sprinkle, O my Lord, upon them from the ocean of thy forgiveness what will make them worthy to abide so long as thine own sovereignty endureth, within the most exalted kingdom and thine all highest dominion. Potent art thou to do what pleaseth thee. That's from Prayers and Meditations of the Heart.
Thank you, Terry. Is there anyone else who would like to share? Well, in that case, let me reposition our Facebook camera here. Give me just a moment, please. This is not as easy as it may seem. It's, oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. That'll do it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be acceptable. Okay. Well, moving on, we always like to point out that this effort, this ongoing effort, this seemingly never-ending ongoing effort is not just our effort. It's the effort of, a variety of people that come together, some here in our Zoom, some that support us through Facebook, and some that you don't see. We especially like to give, always express our appreciation to Clearwater Baha'is, who allow us to, stream and use their Zoom account. And then they repost it on YouTube. Yes, and so we always like to point that out and just point out that it's a multi-community effort. And because Daryl, you drive about a half an hour every time you come here?
Over that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So again, we just want to express our thanks and make sure that everyone knows that this is a matter of people coming together to accomplish a common goal. And if you are someone who is interested in learning more, there we go. Usually I have this out before we point this out, but if you're interested in learning more about the Baha'i Faith, there are some definitive websites that you can go to. And what are they, Daryl?
They are www.baha'i.us, www.baha'i.org, www.bahaiteachings.org. And if you happen to be in the Tampa Bay or Clearwater area, you can go to www.clearwaterbahais.org.
All righty then. Okay. And let me get my drum machine set up here. Keep talking, Daryl.
So, since I have to keep talking, I would like to say to you that, we live in a world of labels. And because we tend to find labels that don't always bring us together, we need to change that, and change it in the sense that there's really only one label that any of us needs, and that is the label of human, because that allows us to tear down walls and barriers, and it also opens the door for love. And what I will tell you is that if you are loved, you are truly blessed. And if you share that love, everyone around you and your world is blessed.
Yes.
So I only have one request. Share the love.
Share.
It's easy. It won't cost you anything. And I guarantee you, you won't just feel better, but everyone around you will as well. Please, share the love.
People of justice, be as brilliant as the light, and as splendid as the fire that burneth in the blazing bush. The brightness of the fire of your love will no doubt fuse and unify the contending peoples and kindreds of the earth, whilst the fierceness of the flame of enmity and hatred cannot but result in strife and ruin. We beseech God that he may shield his creatures from the evil designs of his enemies. He verily has power over all things. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Your vision be world embracing. Watch over yourselves, for the evil one is lying in wait, ready to entrap you. Gird yourselves against his wicked devices, and led by the light of the name of the all-seeing God, make your escape from the darkness that surrounded you. Let your vision be world-embracing, rather than confined to your own self. These are the words of Baha'u'llah. Be world-embracing. Let your vision be world-embracing. Let your vision be world-embracing. Oh, oh. Have a good week, folks, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week. And again, hi to the folks out there in Facebook. Have yourselves a good week. Thanks for sharing this time with us.
Take care.